Hi, hello, good morning. How are you? There has been a lot of change in my life recently. First, I started a new workout routine. It is like a walkout workout. Love it. I have a new coffee order, favorite coffee order, which is a brown sugar, oat milk, shaken espresso, which I'm gonna make in a minute. And what else? What else? Yeah, I resigned again. I know I just dropped a bomb, but before we get into that, because trust me, I'm going to get into that. Let's make some coffee. Okay, so ready to sit down and chat with you guys about this new revelation. But first, I want to start with a daily affirmations. I love to start my days with affirmations, especially now as I'm going through another transition in my life, starting another chapter. So today's daily affirmation is, I feel clear-minded and centered in my heart. I am connected with the earth, grounded and secure. All of my dreams easily materialize into my reality. I am able to create and build with ease. I am confident in who I am and at peace in my heart. So, why did I resign? We'll start with why. So let's do a little background, kind of like to provide a little bit of context. So in 2021, January in 2021, I quit a job that I was in for about 10 years. Things became very clear and I knew that it was just time for me to move forward with my life, so I quit. I did not have a job. I had some savings and I just had a strong belief that I would figure out my next step. So if you remember, last summer, I was given this amazing opportunity to be self-employed, and I was a management consultant. I was able to provide training. I developed workshops. I mean, it was really exciting work for me and it was awesome. Fast forward, I was offered part-time virtual assistant position, which just will be just for a few hours a day, working from home. And I was basically doing administrative work for the Institute remote, which was a dream. It was a dream because at the time I really was in the thick of my therapy, in the thick of my healing, and the thought of having to search for work just filled me with dread. I just was not in a space where I wanted to work for an organization. I wanted to be in the office. I wanted to be surrounded by, I just was not in that space. I needed a lot of space to just heal. I took the position. I was starting in September and I would be working through the end of December. And this was great income. I had my savings, but as you know, when you're not adding anything in, it's all outcomes. It was great because that would allow me to be able to sustain myself, pay my bills without tapping too much further into my savings. So that worked out great. And then it kind of snowballed into another position. And then it was like a full-time offer and there was a possibility of relocating. There was a lot of moving things. Now, this is a startup, so I remained very fluid and open, and yeah. So initially with the relocating, that excited me because I would be living in another country. I would have my own apartment. I would be working with a great team, be kind of like a founding member of this institute. I would be setting up all these new systems, an HR department. I would just be starting something from scratch, and that really excited me. Then the relocation didn't happen. There was this huge appointment and we kind of all had to pivot. So it was decided that I would work from home virtually for at least the next year and a half, although that was up for kind of conversation if it wasn't working out, because it did mean that I would be home by myself all the time. So I would be kind of in this room and I would just be looking at faces through my computer screen. And I had already been doing that for almost 2 years. So it was already starting to wear on me. And I was very clear about this in January. But I took the position and I said, let's see how this goes. We'll play it out, month by month. And I think I really hit a huge obstacle probably in March. Definitely in April, I was struggling. I wasn't happy, period. And I want to just say that alone is reason enough to end something. And I'm not saying I didn't have a good day, I quit. No, it was sustained unhappiness, and it was leaking into so many parts in my life. Mental health, I was just struggling. I know it was because I was fighting against what I knew was not working for me. And I didn't want to let my team down. I didn't want to let my boss down. I didn't want to let anyone down. But what I was doing was letting myself down. And so at the end of April, I had a very serious conversation with my husband. We were going to a show and we were having dinner before the show. And it was he just said it. He said what was in my heart that I couldn't admit to myself, which was my time with the Institute was over. It had come to an end and it was over. When he said that, it gave me permission to accept it. And I felt such a sense of peace. And I talked about it in another video, the aha moment, where it's yes, that is what the struggle has been. I'm not happy and I can no longer do this. And even though there are always going to be competing priorities, I am my own priority. And I am responsible to hold the line for myself. I need to be honest. I know from experience that I can make it through. I will always figure it out. I've been doing all of this internal work, and I just know that I'm getting much better at saying what doesn't work for me, setting those boundaries, and moving on, even if I don't have it figured out. So I am still working with them. So I think it's April. No, I'm sorry. Today is May 17th, so I am staying with them through the end of the month to just finish up some projects, some assignments, and then hand over to my replacement or to the rest of the team. It's not a bad thing. I feel really excited looking at job postings, and I'm excited for what is out there. And I feel working with this institute, working with an international team, managing the team virtually, setting up these systems, these administrative systems, that experience alone is such a gift. I'm so grateful for it. Not to mention the travel that I was able to do. I was able to travel to Accra and stay there for, almost a month. And I was able to travel to London twice this year. So, there's all good things. There's nothing bad about this situation at all, except that I'm leaving my team that I've really enjoyed working with. But even that is okay. Learning to say goodbye at the end of a season and being grateful for all that occurred in that season, all the growth, all the relationships is a gift. And I'm super excited for what is next in my life. And I know that I'm going to find something local, number one, in my time zone. That's the other thing. I was 6 hours behind everyone. Huge gap to fill, 6 hours. That means that by the time I'm up and on my computer, they've already worked an entire half a day and they're winding down, which was difficult. We were able to navigate that, but in the long term, it wasn't sustainable. I think I'm going to toast to myself. I'm going to toast to myself because I am putting in the work. I am examining myself. I am becoming more and more self-aware, and I am honoring myself. I am honoring what I discover about myself. I'm honoring them. I'm not judging them. I'm honoring them. And God, that feels so good. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it through to the end, be proud of yourself. You have come such a long way. You have learned so many lessons, and you have so many more lessons ahead of you. And that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful.